Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what them boys are up to today. I got a feeling there's something interesting. Good evening.
All right, we'll take two. No, let's take two.
Take two.
Gotta keep that in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And again, this is not the second time I'm recording this in this fucking three-way podcast that we have here.
Ooh, a three-way.
Yes, it is a three-way. But I am your host today, Zorn, as usual. You know, sitting here in the commander's chair of this barnyard of catastrophe. And today we have.
I guess if you're the host, that makes us co-hosts. So I'm co-host Crash, Test Genius. Awesome. I've leveled up in the world of podcasting.
Yeah, wow, congrats. I've survived another week in this land of Australia. I'm burnt chicken.
So that's why you're saying you survived. You live in Australia. That's the whole thing behind that.
I thought you would have got the gist already.
Dude, we've done, this is number 13 of this, for crying out loud. I've been so busy with other shit lately, it's sometimes hard to remember, oh, that's the joke. Now I get it.
I thought it was just kind of his
understand.
thing, you know?
Well, it was my thing, but I sort of just realized that was the joke anyway, so I shouldn't really be giving Zon any shit.
You gotta roll with it.
No, give me all this shit. I work in this shit, for crying out loud.
Blah.
Oh, I give you all the shit when it comes to games. You know this. I get salty when I'm in Overwatch or something. I'm like, how fucking no? Or it was like,
you right,
no,
you asshole.
You steal the win.
No, that was some fun shit. And then we're gonna get to the gun games where, even more intense shit happens. So that's funny.
Speaking of salty, that's how you do transitions, right? Speaking of, and then you just go.
Yeah, but pretty much. Yeah. So what do you got with salty?
We had so earlier, right before we started recording, we were talking about the different sizes of pints that in Ireland and a lot of other places, a pint is not 16 ounces. It's not 2 cups. It's actually like larger. It's like 20 ounces.
And it's great for beer because it's cheaper usually too. So it's like more beer, cheaper.
Pisses me off for one reason only, because a pint in America is like a literal measurement. It's an accurate thing. It's not just like, oh, it's a cup, and I don't mean like a measurement, like a cup, like a glass. Like you would say, I'd like a cup of coffee. A cup is 8 ounces. So what I'm getting to is, I think it was last weekend, maybe 2 weekends ago, we had a bunch of people over on a Saturday night. I went to go make a big cup of hot chocolate in my coffee maker. And I was using just like powdered hot chocolate.
Was it adult hot chocolate?
No, it was not.
No, but come on, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. But anyway,
gotta have the booze.
I filled it up, and the instructions on the thing said you do 2 spoonfuls for every cup. And so I was like, okay, so we're making however many cups, however many people here. And then the measurement down the side for the water for the coffee maker has things measured in cups of coffee. Now, I've made air quotes around 2 tablespoons per cup and quote unquote cups of coffee. You can't see that, but that's because they're not actually cups. So a cup, as I said earlier, is a measurement. It's 8 fluid ounces. It's a measuring volume. Neither of these, this is 2 levels of fuckery. Neither of these cup measurements on the hot chocolate or the coffee maker were actually cups, 8 fluid ounces. Not only that, they were different sized quote-unquote fake-ass cups. So it was 2 tablespoons per cup, but they measured a cup as 6 ounces, which is not a cup. It's 3/4 of a cup. And then the cup of coffee down the side measured a cup of coffee as 5 ounces, which is not a fucking cup. It's 5 ounces. And so I wound up overfilling the coffee pot and throwing, because I was like, oh, well, we have 10 people. I'll make 10 cups. And I got 80 ounces, 10 cup measurements, and put, however, 16 tablespoons worth of shit into the thing, and I wound up overflowing the coffee maker and pouring hot chocolate all over the counter and all over the floor. When you say cup, words mean things. God damn it! When you say cup,
there's
also means 8 fluid ounces.
There's also something for being said for also figuring out common sense. Like, hey, this doesn't look right. I might want to try something else.
I was just filling it up.
You gotta follow the
instructions,
huh?
I did follow the instructions, but they lied to me.
Exactly. That's why instructions are made to be broken sometimes.
There's this tiny asterisk on both of them that was off to the side that I didn't follow, because when it says cup, I expect it to be a measurement when you're giving me instructions on creating something in a kitchen. A cup means 8 fluid ounces. Don't fuck with me on this bullshit. My Keurig doesn't say make a cup of coffee. It says make 5 ounces of coffee. It doesn't lie to me, and I love it so much because it tells me exactly how much coffee it's going to make. It says 5 ounces or 7.5 ounces or whatever the setting is. It doesn't say this like amorphous, ambiguous cup of coffee. God.
Welcome to the new segment of Crash's rage moment or something. Crash's
I'm not
rant.
even that
there
salty.
we go.
Jesus Christ!
Well, the thing is,
It's over
this
fucking
has been,
hot chocolate, man. Jesus
This
Christ!
is well, it made a mess. This is
You can clean it up. Got it. We invented paper towels for a fucking reason.
I had people at my house that was entertaining, and I had to leave them for a little bit to fix
So
that
you're
shit.
even
And then
more
make a new...
entertaining. You made a mess. You're like, oops, I screwed up. Let me fix it. Ha ha! I'm the dumb one.
Hot chocolate all over the wooden floors. I hope it cleaned it up in time to fuck up the wooden floors.
Oh, boo hoo! That's why you got wooden floors in the kitchen. It's to clean up easier. I got fucking carpet in my kitchen. I'm literally not kidding you. It is the worst. I don't know. In the kitchen, right next, like all over the thing, like under the sink, under everything, there is carpet. Literally, my whole apartment is carpet. I wish I was kidding.
Why?
I didn't design it, and that's why. The only thing that's not
I don't know if
carpeted is the
ever-
bathroom.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen a carpeted kitchen, but I have seen a carpeted bathroom. When my wife and I were house shopping. Oh my God, this thing was glorious. When we were house shopping, one of the houses that we were looking at on the second floor,
Was it
the
shag
master
carpeting?
bedroom. It was just thick carpeting, but you walked into the bathroom. You walked into the master bedroom, and there's a separate room that's the vanity first. It's a big mirror and 2 sinks. And then you open the door, and you expect it to be tile or something like that. The carpet continued into the bathroom, and there was a big, huge, 4-person almost walk-in shower type thing. There was the toilet, which did not have its own toilet poop closet. It was just kind of out in the middle of the room. And then to the right, there was a maroon hot tub with 3 mirrors surrounding it and a chandelier over it.
So it sounds like the party room, basically.
And carpet. And there was wallpaper in the bathroom too.
Okay, that's weird.
Wallpaper and carpet. You're just asking. It was like paisley maroon wallpaper to match.
Why
the
didn't you
weird
buy
hot
this
tub.
house?
Well, it was a huge fixer upper. It would have been awesome space,
Except for the bathroom.
Well, no, I would have fucking rocked that bathroom. But
That
with your
bathroom
wife.
sounds amazing.
it was one of the larger houses that we looked at. It was an older house, but so there were 2 things that were wrong with it. One is the location; it just wasn't in a great part of town. And the second one was that it needed a lot of fixing up. So even though it was a lot cheaper than the house we wound up buying, we would have had to spend a lot more money to fix it up. And
you're
kind of
Mr.
update
Handyman,
it.
aren't you?
No, fuck no.
Well, I know I am.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, I thought you would be too, Mr. I've done everything under the sun, basically. Why not be a handyman?
Whoa. When did I make this claim? When did this happen?
You like music. You've been a teacher. You've been a
I
banker.
Wait. Bert,
Wait, you are a music major. I'm sorry.
Do you like music?
I like music.
Oh, fucking wow. What a coincidence. Me too.
Wow.
Not to the extent you
Apparently,
do, Mr.
I
Music.
like to do everything. Wow. Okay.
You're just Mr. Jack of all trades over there.
Yeah. Geez. Wow. I didn't know I was that talented.
I'm sorry, Zorn.
I hate you all.
I know.
Nah, it's okay. I messed up what I said. I meant to say you're a music major. You've worked at a bank. You've been a teacher. You've been to college. You've been abroad. You've done a lot of things in your life. I would figure being a handyman would be on that list. In all honesty,
No, not on the list. I have a shelf behind me that I put up, and it's up. It's holding the stuff. It doesn't look pretty.
Did you buy it from IKEA?
I bought it from Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
And I just bought a pre-made shelf and 4 brackets and just put it into the wall. And there are a few extra holes, but that's just adds character.
Did you at least make it into the studs?
I measured twice and fucked up the measurement both times apparently. But once again, I'm very much a function over form person. So it functions. The shelf is there. It's got a lot of stuff on it. It's holding its weight, and it has been for the last 2.5 years that we've been in the house. But it's not the best looking thing.
Yeah.
So
speaking of not best looking things, but could be best looking, did you guys hear the report that Disney might be acquiring 21st Century Fox?
Like the whole production company or whatever, the publishing company? Wow.
Like, was it like... Here,
crazy.
Disney is in talks to purchase 20th Century Fox according to its slate of original titles and rights to various franchises, according to CNBC report. CNBC notes that talks are not occurred in the past few weeks, but both companies can revisit the deal at later dates. Basically, it goes to point out that they're not going to take over Fox Sports or anything, but they could take over. They are potentially taking over the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and numerous TV series. So that basically means that X-Men could appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe finally, along with the Fantastic Four.
That makes sense because they had to get the rights to use Spider-Man in the second Avengers or whatever it was, or the third one, or no, Civil War, whatever it was.
Yeah, Civil War. But the Fox agreed a deal to make help. Fox made a deal with Disney to help them create the Spider-Man movie, which it was, apparently is fantastic. I still have to see it, unfortunately, because I've been broke ass poor and doing YouTube, so I have had no fucking time in my life. So it's like, but then they could use Spider-Man whenever they wanted. Like he could appear, in an X-Men thing or with Deadpool.
Ooh.
Like that could happen if Disney did this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could have Wolverine and Deadpool. Wait, no. Did they already do that?
Yeah, they already... Well, they're both...
Wait, does Fox own Deadpool?
So, Deadpool in the movie wound up with a couple of kind of like other X-Men that were not the main cast. And of course, with Deadpool being very self-aware that he's in a comic book, he made comments about like, oh, what, you couldn't get like the main cast? You couldn't get anybody important?
Like Wolverine?
So I don't know if they didn't have the rights to that, or they couldn't get Hugh Jackman as well, because then the budget would have been ridiculous.
Right. Well, Hugh Jackman is out now.
Well, or if there are certain X-Men characters that were not owned by Fox, and therefore are owned by whoever owns the rest of Marvel, which in this case would be Disney. I have no clue. I don't know how it works.
I don't know who owns that, and I could ask my buddy, but that means I have to get up, and I can't really do that right now.
Oh, lame.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm talking on a podcast where you are too.
This is oh man, he's right. I am.
Yes, you are. And this is going on the internet, so you get to so everybody gets to hear our stupid banter. And you think I've come in salty? I'm just tired. Cause
why am I the one that's maybe salty? You're the guys that salty as well.
Because you're salty burnt chicken. It's funnier.
No, I like where this is going. This is very meta. He's salty about not being salty, which therefore makes him the salty.
makes him extra salty.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
He's extra salty burnt chicken.
It's some meta salt.
This is starting to become a thing, is where we think of names for burnt. Basically, is just like how much more we can add onto his name. Now he's extra salty burnt chicken for the most part.
Jim, I'll change it. Hold up.
No, I'm kidding. You don't have to change it. Oh my God, he is changing it to extra salty burnt chicken. Jesus Christ.
Or something else. Who knows?
I don't know, but it's like we tack on whatever we can to fucking Burnt's name for. So if anybody in the comments ever thinks of a name for Burnt, let us know. Because
there it is.
You've got the longest name out of anybody in this fucking chat.
Let's see how long we can make it, guys.
Apparently, Jesus Christ. So next podcast we need to think of another word for burnt.
There you go.
You put like extra salt, burnt General Tso chicken with a side of fries.
With a side of rice or some bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. General Tso with fries.
Yeah,
extra chicken, salt, burnt chicken.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's a good question. Burnt. Do you get like Chinese food down there in Australia? I'm generally curious.
We get Chinese food.
Like, what kind of Chinese food is it?
Chinese food is everywhere.
I understand that, but is it like we're thinking like the sweet and sour pork, the General Tao, or are we actually talking like chicken legs and shit?
No, we get like all the dim sims, the honey soy, like all that sort of stuff.
Kind of the Americanized version of it that has then gotten into the rest of the culture kind of retroactively. But then there's also like legit. That was one thing that was great about going to Ireland, is there's a lot of Chinese and Indian over there, which I love. So
I like the curry. Curry was awesome.
Some curry.
I gotta go back there. Crash, you know what we gotta do, man? We gotta go to Ireland together. Go to Dublin.
We gotta have an on-site in Ireland video podcast. It'll be the most expensive thing we've ever done for this tiny channel.
No, if we're ever gonna do that, we're all going to RTX and we're all gonna film in a fucking hotel room, basically, or a pub somewhere, or a
Something
bar.
like that.
Do it in Australia, so that way I can show you around.
Hey, there we go. We can all go to Australia. We could do it.
That's a.
I mean, that is a thought.
That's expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing would be, it's like
look. If this thing kicks off,
oh yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Then yeah, let's get going. But
yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like, there are so many things. Like, if I was given the opportunity, like, yeah, come to Australia, talk on this podcast, or do this thing for this company. It's like, fuck yeah, sign me up. You want to? I'll figure out a way to get there. I will do it. Just give me enough time. And the other thing is, as it is right now, I mean, the only reason I don't produce more content or edit as heavily as some of the other guys, I just don't have the time. You know what I mean?
It's rough to find time to do that kind of stuff. That's why we usually would only put out like 2 or 3 videos a week instead of doing something every day.
Right. And I mean, I've gotten better. That's why I can start putting out 5 videos a day, but one of them's a live stream. So that's a little easier on me.
Mm-hmm.
What, Bert? I had a better computer than I'd offer to help produce content, but like,
Hey, start saving up. I mean, that's what I did.
I want to head off to Canada first.
You doing what?
I want to head off to Canada first.
Canada?
Why do you want to move to Canada? Let's talk about you, Burnt.
Yeah.
Why do you want to move to Canada?
I have a friend up there who does art along with me, and they've offered to give me a place if I need to go up to Canada and just hang out. It's better than Australia.
Cool. Huh.
The currency is better there, sort of. It's still weaker than America, but it's stronger than Australia by a little bit.
But one thing you don't have to worry about as far as, our hobby, which is video games, is concerned, is you don't have to deal with the crazy international shipping, price raises and stuff like that. Since Canada is continental North America,
they basically shouldn't
be as big of a deal. Easy.
Yeah. Actually, depending on where you are in Canada, I could potentially come visit you because I'm only like 7 hours from the border in one area. I can cross the bridge because I got a passport. Oh, there he goes. Apparently,
man, we were talking to him and he just fucking abandoned us.
Yeah, that's how it goes, isn't it? I mean, he just walked right off the stage. He saw a hot girl and he had to go.
I mean, he's at his house. What?
I mean, Hey, you never know. Women can come over sometimes.
Sometimes. I don't know. So, finished up this weekend going through the Armello, what is it called? Introduction.
Oh yeah,
prologue with my wife. She really likes it. She really likes the art style.
It's a great art style.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And she's intrigued by the game mechanics and everything like that. So I think this coming weekend, the two of us are just going to sit down and play a game with a couple of bots and just kind of.
Well, if you want to throw a third person in there, hit me up too.
All right. I don't know when that will be.
We don't need to record it either.
Yeah, I don't know what time that will be.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. I mean, I think
we need to find some more time for this crew to play just some games together.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
that is the problem. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is like how we talk about shit like behind closed doors. It's always funny because we're like, we need to do this, we need to do that. We don't have the time to do that.
Well, it's tough to schedule with, once again, people having living in different time zones, and the other thing is that also people have different schedules. So right. I have like a quote unquote normal Monday to Friday 8:30 to 5:30 job. I don't have take home work. I don't have travel. I don't have anything to do on the weekends. I'm done. And then you sometimes work weekends, and you have early.
You want me to explain my own schedule? Or you got it for me.
You have like every third weekend or something like that.
Yes, every third weekend I work from 6 o'clock in the morning till about 2 p.m. Usually, it can go later, it can go earlier. It all depends on the day, kind of deal. And
that's the thing is that because you work so much earlier, you need to get to bed sooner, so that like late at night, like 11 o'clock when I'm up and doing stuff 11 o'clock midnight and could record and play or something like that, you're probably having to pass out because you have to get up in 4 hours.
Yeah, basically that's how it works.
And then we
Same thing
have,
with like the
you know-
weekday. Like that's why to peel back behind the curtain, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we record at like 7. That's why we don't do like a live cast of this, because at 7 o'clock, I've got to get moving. I got to get things going. I got to get ready for the week and everything. And usually, sometimes during the week, I get thrown a curveball like, oh yeah, you got to be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, it takes me a half hour to get there, so I got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Fuck me, right? And shit. And it's just like, fuck. And then some days it's even earlier. Some days it's 4:30. Some means I got to be up at 3:30. It's like,
yeah.
And I work. My end time doesn't change just because I'm there earlier. My end time doesn't change. I am there till 4 o'clock, no matter which way I do it. And it hurts. It hurts. That's why I feel so bad for this coming weekend. I'm gonna apologize right now. I don't think the Zoo Tycoon video is gonna do that well. I sounded dead in my own head, but it's like I gotta produce something with it, and it just hurts me that I have to do it. But I try to make it funny. I may just cut it down a little, to the best bits. But we'll see how it goes.
Believe in you.
Yeah, I believe in myself too. I really do enjoy that video. Like this past weekend, I lost my dodo. I lost Bob.
Oh no.
Bob died. But we have Bob 2.0 now. He's stronger, better. same thing with Steve. I also lost my raptors. I don't know why. They're only a year and a half old. They should have lived longer. And they were super animals. They're supposed to live longer anyway. Welcome to Zoo Tycoon 2.
This coming Saturday is a very special day that my wife and I are. It's kind of like a date-iversary, which is a weird sappy thing to say, but it's like around the time that we started dating in college.
After she kicked you in the nuts.
Well, long after that, months after. Yes, that is true. That is the time frame in order. It'll be
that's the first thing that came to your mind.
It'll be our 11th date anniversary, our 11th year together on 11/11. So there you go.
Oof. And then in 3 days, I'll be heading back up to Michigan to go do a little vacation of mine. So that'll be fun. But yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be fun. I'll just be me and my.
Fenn is, right?
Yeah, Fenn's. Well, yeah, Fenn's in Michigan. Yeah. So I'll be passing right by him.
Should we warn Fenn that you're coming and looking for him and hunting? Like, are you bringing a gun to Fenn's house? Are you hunting Fenn, the most dangerous game?
No, this is not the most dangerous
Dangerous?
game. Jesus Christ.
I love that of all of that. You're like, Fenn's not dangerous.
No, he's not. He really
nothing's
isn't.
dangerous.
I'll be the most dangerous thing out there. No, actually, so I'm gonna give a little plug here for the channel a little bit. Coming not this next Saturday, because we're gonna do more Overwatch this next Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. The following Saturday, I believe it is the
18th.
18th. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The 18th, there's going to be a little special video that's not gameplay, but real life stuff. I'm vlogging a little bit.
Oh my god.
I'm vlogging a little bit, but it's a little it ties into the whole hunting thing. I'm not going to say how per se, but it'll be interesting. I did some interesting shooting, and it'll be, different how to do it, kind of deal. And I'm also gonna do some voiceover work because where I was at was kind of loud and it was crappy, and I was just trying to get out of there. So who knows? But I did, like I said, did some interesting things, and I'm looking forward to doing it. Looking forward to doing it, and it'll be interesting to see how the fans react. In all honesty, but
alrighty.
But yeah, so there'll be some kind of like a vlog thing / safety. I don't fucking know at this point what it is, but now okay. So while we were all talking about this shit, something came up, Burnt, that I have to ask you in the chat.
I'm listening.
Have you ever had Mexican food?
Because what we're looking at now, by the way, is that somebody else in the chat said they're getting Taco Bell, and he says, "Oh, yum! I think I've never had it." So now the question is: have you ever had
Mexican food?
Do tacos count?
Yes, that is a Mexican
but what kind
food.
of tacos?
Anything that's been made here.
That doesn't tell me like what's inside of it.
I mean, if it's anything like
lettuce,
a
mince,
Did you just say
sauce,
mint?
like nothing. Mince.
like minced meat,
Oh, mince meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
or what we would call ground beef.
Ground
Yeah.
chuck or shit like that. Yeah. Okay.
So, just
yeah,
a standard taco, like a
you've had
hard corn
you've had-
shell.
Yeah, well, and the soft shell. I've had them both, but that's about the
And-
extent of the Mexican food I've had.
Oh my God, you are missing out, man. I fucking
I
love
love
the
Mexican food.
I
Fucking
know.
chimichangas.
chimichangas, burritos. What else we got?
Why you gotta say it like that?
burritos?
Look at Mr. Worldwide over here.
I'm sorry. I work with a bunch of people from the southern region of the world, and they say burritos. Just think like enchiladas, and shit like that. Tapas and all that. Oh my God, it's so good food. We have a place by me called Burritos Jalisco, and oh my God, just they got a burrito the size of my fucking head. And that's a big fucking burrito. Let me tell you what. But then they have this cheese dip that's like pepper jack. What else we got in there?
Sounds like a My Little Pony ripoff.
Jesus Christ. Applejack's random cousin. Oh boy. Besides that, Jesus Christ. I'm showing something I shouldn't be showing. Anyway, there's like pepper jack, cheddar, a whole bunch of other cheeses, and it's just like all melted into this one thing. And you eat it, and as you're taking it up to your mouth, it like condenses, and so when you bite it, there's like a thin layer of like a gooey cheese on it, and it's just like, oh my God, it's so good. And it's queso blanco dip basically,
nice,
and it is so
That
good.
sounds nice.
Oh,
Cheese.
Burnt, come over here, and I'll bring you some because I can't bring food on the plane, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll just put some in. I'll FedEx you some or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe you can bribe one of them to be like, just do it now, please.
Take the Mexican food to him. He needs the
Favors.
Mexican food. He needs to know what the frijoles are.
Make sure it's still fresh and hot. Maybe.
Well, frijoles are basically just refried beans. Oh, it's just, oh my God. And then the rice there that they do, oh my God, Mexican rice is so good. Like you mix all that together, you get some tortilla chips. Oh, God damn, now I'm hungry for Mexican food. I could do takeout in all honesty, but that would be expensive.
Yeah.
Mexican food is usually rather affordable.
Really, it is, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well, it's mostly. I mean, you get tortillas, which are true, but I mean, a lot of it is vegetables. It's
Yeah.
beans and rice,
And
and
you're gonna
then
and then
You
you're gonna
also
have more
have-
meat, basically.
yeah, and I mean ground beef and chicken, which are probably two of the main ones that you find if you're not doing like carne asada or something like that.
Which mostly in real Mexico, you're gonna look at like the carne asada with like the flank steak, chopped up chicken,
Or like
and
a
all that shit.
pork belly or something.
Exactly, they're gonna mix a whole bunch of meats into one thing. I mean, I was talking to one guy, and he said when he lived in Mexico, he would go walking down, and there was this vendor that always did like the carne asada kind of thing, and he would always say, here, you want to try this? You want to try this? And he'd always buy one. But the one thing he said is there was always never any dogs around there. And he said, and any dogs that stray in there always disappear. So he thinks he was eating dog. Because he always said the meat
if you
was
didn't
interesting.
get sick and it tasted okay,
Yeah, I mean, hey, you eat what you can eat.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you
I'd
go.
eat a human if it came down to it.
Whoa, okay.
Well, I mean, if I'm starving, all right? And you
All
can't tell
right, so-
you can't tell me if somebody like lost an arm, like a freak accident, and they said, "Hey, let's come on over. We'll try my arm just for shits and giggles."
Fucking Donner 32 over here.
Ooh.
No, what was that serial killer that always Hannibal Lecter is what I'm thinking of.
I mean, was that based off a real person? That's a fictional character.
I thought that was a real person. With
Let me
with-
fact check this real
with
quick.
like with the fava beans. Had his liver with some fava beans.
I mean,
Also-
cannibalism is a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that is.
Well, yeah, I know
something
cannibalism
that's
is.
happened.
I mean, cannibalism is definitely a thing because you still have it nowadays in some tribes, down there that are not connected to the world.
He based Hannibal Lecter off of a real life murderer.
All right.
I can't find anything.
Crash, the one person who can't find shit. The all
Oh,
knowledgeable
this is
Crash, the genius, can't find shit on the internet.
man.
I mean, his computer crashes often.
No, I fixed that. It did have a problem with that sometime last year.
Oh, you speaking of crashing and shit, I've had an interesting problem with my computer.
Go for it.
This is a segue basically. So every time I turn it on, I have to be careful because for some reason the updates sometimes just don't go through the first time, and then I'll be doing something on the computer and it'll just randomly restart, like black screen and go back to restarting the whole computer. And shuts down everything, and there's like no warning either.
I've had that happen like twice.
Is it overheating?
I don't know. It doesn't say it's overheating. Usually you get a blue screen saying it's overheating, but no, it doesn't seem to be. Because it boots right back up and it works fine the rest of the time. I don't know, but the one thing I've noticed is the updates finally pop up. So I don't know if something's not kicking on like it's supposed to or what. But it didn't start happening till after this latest Windows update, so it might just be Windows being a fuck up. Also, I would like to apologize for everybody out there. If I sound a little nasally right now, it was like 48 degrees at its highest today and like 30, and it's like getting colder and colder. So my sinuses right now are fucking clogged all to hell. So that's why you might hear me sniffling and stuff, just because it's fucking cold outside, man.
See, over the weekend we heated back up. It was so nice last week where we had highs in the 60s, and this weekend it heated back up. The high today was 83. Fucking give me cold weather. We're supposed to have rain the next couple of days.
I'm 40 degrees below that, basically.
Well, I thought you were about to be 40 degrees below, and I was like, what the fuck?
Also, we're talking in Fahrenheit, sorry.
I know. I heard you say like 30 to 40. I'm just like,
oh wait, let me.
Cold?
So,
motherfucker, don't talk to me about cold. And then you're like, and like registered and be like, oh wait, yeah.
Yes,
Fahrenheit.
we're talking in the American system with Fahrenheit. Let's let Crash translate it for you.
I'll translate it. So this weekend it was around 28 to 30 degrees as a high. Yeah. But I know it's going back down this weekend to about 16, 17 degrees as a high.
Would you translate mine as well from fucking 40 something? Let's just do 40 because it basically was that.
40 degrees Celsius.
He's looking on Google because we all know that's where we go.
I know 31. Isn't that 31? That's freezing.
I went the wrong way. 40 Celsius is 104 Fahrenheit. My bad.
Yeah, that would be boiling. No, you're thinking of 32 degrees Fahrenheit equals your 0 degrees Celsius.
4.5 degrees Celsius.
1 degree off.
Yeah. Also, apparently, I am in 4.5 degrees Celsius right now.
Yeah, I didn't want to do the whole like minus 32 and then you multiply by 5/9 or whatever the formula is. Fuck that.
So
what was it? Google now.
So what was it for something?
40 degrees Fahrenheit is 4.5 degrees Celsius.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
that is cold.
So you really want to come up Miami Bird because it's only getting colder.
I don't mind.
Yeah, see, I've been in Mississippi my whole life, but I like the cold. It's unfortunate because we don't get a whole lot of it down here. We get.
No, you don't.
Well, I take that back. The cold that we do get over starting like later in November and all through December, January, February, even into March is insanely cold. Like we may not get a whole lot of snow.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep that high humidity, and so even though it's only going to be, people look at it like, oh, you think it's cold? It's only 36 degrees outside. Yeah, but it's 90% humidity. It's cold.
Yeah, and you
right
can
now
start...
it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn, I want to go where he is.
That's nice and crisp.
Yeah.
And like no humidity,
we are so
right?
old. We're fucking talking about the weather. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about a bomb squad being called in.
Say
in
what?
Madison, which is just the city just north of me. Bomb squad destroys possible explosive item found in Madison. There is a lady that was cleaning out her garage today around noon and found some. This is my favorite part. She found some what everybody wound up believing were pipe bombs in her house. They were safely detonated and dealt with. We still don't know whether or not they were explosives or not, but they were safely detonated. But this is my favorite part of the article. The woman put the devices in a styrofoam cooler, that'll protect you. Moved them into her kitchen, and then called a family friend who then contacted the police. So she was like, what are these weird objects? Let me put them in a styrofoam, which is like there's nothing there that's going to protect you from anything. BB guns probably go through styrofoam. Like,
Nah, it depends on how far you are.
Take it from the garage into my house, and then call someone that I love over to come look at the possible explosives. But they wound up, bomb squad was called out as well as an ambulance service, and this is another great sentence. The bomb squad took the items from the house and destroyed them about 1:55 p.m. Where do you think would be a safe place for them to detonate these alleged pipe bombs? Did they take them away? No, you're gonna blow. You know how they get rid of possible explosions?
I know.
They blow them up. So they blow them up inside of her own bathroom. Come on.
That's the point. You're asking a facetious question. I'm giving you a facetious answer.
It's close to that. They just blew it up in her front yard.
Jesus.
They didn't take it away somewhere, and then they're just like, which I mean makes sense. You don't want to travel with a possible explosive any distance and go, oh, well, let's blow it up in the woods, or let's take it to a safe disposal site like you would for like a car battery or something like that.
No, because they don't want to transport it that far.
Exactly. But I just love that. And it's like, oh, let's take it outside and blow it up in the front yard, But they got rid of it. But like I said, it's still just alleged possible explosive item.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Speaking of which, sorry about that noise. My Lions just started playing against the Packers tonight, so go Lions!
Rower.
I don't care.
Sports.
Yeah,
no one cares.
I don't care either.
I know. I care. I like sports. I like football. Fuck you all.
Yeah, Blue Lions, because I have to be on the opposite team.
You're rooting for the right team, buddy. That's my team.
I said Blue Lions.
Oh, boo! I heard go. I heard woo. I heard woo Lions. I didn't hear boo.
No, I said boo because I had to say
fuck you, senor. Fuck you.
Gotta have some friendly competition. There's no game going on right now.
True, there's not, and I mean you are the extra salty burnt chicken, so.
Yeah, so if I'm gonna start up some salt, I may as well with you.
Jesus.
Oh, I have a story from this weekend. It has nothing to do with anything we're just talking about.
Well, why not? You've already brought it up. So.
No segue. I went with my wife and a couple of friends of hers. That I know the wife, but I'd never met the husband before. But they had gone before to this, just the two of them, my wife and the other lady, had gone to this place that did this brunch on Saturdays that has a
Now you sound like an old man.
that has a Bloody Mary bar, as well, like a make your own Bloody Mary, as well as a mimosa bar, and they basically just like bring you your vodka in a cup or your champagne in a cup, and there's a bunch of different juices and fruits, and then from the Bloody Marys, a bunch of different mixes and savory brined things, and they just had a great time. They go, you got to come out. The food's also really good, but you got to come out and do this. So I wound up meeting with them, and the four of us met. We met the husband for the first time. We all hit it off. We're hanging out, and I've had a Bloody Mary maybe like once, and it was years ago, and I didn't much care for it.
I was like, is this another IHOP trip, basically? You got robbed again?
No. I got robbed of something. I'll get to it in a second. I was like, I'll try new things. I'm an outgoing person. I'll try something else.
The reason I'm laughing is I know what's going to happen, I think.
So, no, probably not. So, they bring us, I'm going to do a Bloody Mary. And they bring me a glass. And the glass is, it's a normal, like, quote unquote, pint glass. A glass that you get at a bar in America or something like that. It's, what kind of glass I'm talking about. Filled up with ice.
Yep.
And it was like 2/3 of the way with vodka. Now, that sounds like a lot. With all of the ice in there, was maybe like 4 ounces, but still.
It's
not
like that much, actually.
4 ounces. Well, it's like 4 shots of vodka that they bring to me. Well, I haven't eaten anything yet. Remember, this is brunch. This is the first meal of the day. I haven't eaten since supper the night before.
That's the second meal. You missed breakfast. You're on to the second meal.
Nope, brunch is breakfast.
No, no.
Yes. Do you
breakfast,
not know what
brunch
is?
lunch,
Motherfucker,
second.
do you not know what brunch is?
It's lunch and breakfast, basically.
Yes, exactly. So you don't have breakfast and lunch.
But you missed breakfast, so you didn't miss the first meal. You're making up for it in the in-between time, basically.
No, it's
just because
you're counting brunch. If you're counting brunch as a meal, then technically you have 4 because there's breakfast. You can
Exactly,
have
it's not the
afterwards if
first.
you're still hungry.
Y'all are what the fuck are y'all talking about?
It's not
Brunch?
the fucking first.
No,
That's what
no,
I'm talking
it is.
about.
No,
Is
it
the
is.
meal you have between
Shut up.
breakfast and lunch.
Brunch is totally the first meal of the day. It's
Well,
breakfast and
well,
lunch
yeah,
together.
when you
skip-
sleep
you
in at
don't
fucking
have-
10 a.m.
You don't have. Shut up, you uncultured swine. You don't know what brunch is. Brunch takes the place of breakfast and lunch. It's like it's a larger meal that you have at like 11 o'clock or noon, and then you don't have anything
That's
again
fucking
till supper.
lunch then, for Christ's sake. If we're having it at
but you
noon,
have
it's
breakfast
lunch.
food, but you have breakfast food. I had a fucking
That is-
brisket and
I
fried
can have
eggs.
breakfast food for fucking dinner, alright? I can cook it whenever I want. Doesn't mean it's fucking brunch. You're having
But
lunch,
it's the first
basically.
meal of the day. It's breakfast and lunch together. You can have
No,
breakfast
then it's
items
just
or
fucking
lunch items.
breakfast.
No,
Zorn.
but what if? But so if I have my first
He's
meal
right.
and I go and get a fucking burger, is that breakfast?
Yes!
And then but then what if I don't eat lunch? Does lunch just cease to exist? Or
No,
did I
then your
have
next meal is
brunch?
lunch.
So what if I have lunch at 7 p.m.?
Then that's
And then don't-
lunch.
And so then if I go to bed, does it reset or does it carry over?
Yes,
and then
it
when I wake up the
resets.
when I wake up the next morning at 7 a.m. on Sunday, is
Yeah,
that
that's
now
a new
dinner
day.
from the
That's
night
that's a
before?
new day. It's not the same day you sat down in
That's
there.
not how this works.
Yes, it is.
No, brunch
Zorn.
is. Hold on, wait.
What?
The dictionary explanation, he's right, technically. He's wrong in what he's saying.
Show me this.
He's
Whoa,
also
wait.
right.
There's no technically anything. All
I
right.
want to see this
I am
definition. Show me
right.
the definition in chat.
Let's go for it. Go for it. No,
Brunch.
just read it out loud.
Brunch, it's a noun. A late morning meal eaten instead of breakfast and lunch.
Thank you. It's
But-
eaten.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
It can also, I've found out, it can also be used as just a meal you have between breakfast and lunch.
Aha!
You can have all 3 at once,
So
depending
you can have
on
breakfast,
where you are.
brunch,
and-
lunch, and then dinner.
Yes. You
I've
can.
never heard. Okay, you know what? I've never heard to it referred to that. And are you reading
You can
that
also
as
have
a?
afternoon tea.
Whoa, hold
Yeah.
on, wait,
Okay,
slow
I've
down.
heard of
That's
that
not a-
before. I've
not
actually had
that's
that.
not a meal. That's some weird British thing that you've carried over
That's
from
ba-
your.
that's basically just a snack time. No, I've actually in Ireland we used to have.
That's
we
not
used to
a
have tea
meal
time.
though. That's a fucking snack.
Right, and I'm saying that it's not a meal.
No,
So-
here it's considered, like, if you want to have afternoon tea, it can be a meal.
Okay, hold on, wait. So when you said that second definition, this is such an unnecessary minutia, but I'm dying on this hill. I'll fight you. When that second definition of brunch that you were talking about, was that from personal experience in Australia, or is that an actual like second definition that you read?
I haven't looked too far. I could go find it as a second definition, but it's
No.
personal
You
experience.
said that people
He's
often
dragging
use
you into
brunch
this.
as a second meal. It goes breakfast, brunch, and then lunch. Is that from your
Yeah.
personal experience across the fucking giant ass pond on the other side of the fucking world from us with a completely different culture? Is that where you're getting your definition of brunch from?
I could say yes, but I would say no, because I've also got people who say that who are in America.
I've never heard in my life brunch referred to anything except for a meal that takes the place of breakfast and lunch combined, and it's usually in the late morning. It's
But
usually
that's
like
the
11 or
problem
12
be-
o'clock.
I think this is where the
Doesn't
problem.
fucking matter.
Hold-
I was
hold
eating.
on.
I had brunch.
No, hold on. The problem
I am
I'm
not
seeing
the
here
saltiest here.
is what the reason I associate brunch as a second meal, because usually when I had breakfast, it was early in the morning. You needed a snack time before lunch, kind of deal, and so we would go have brunch, and you could get whatever you wanted, and then
But
around
is it
like
a snack
Hold-
or
hold-
is it a full meal?
I'm gonna finish, you motherfucker. Let me finish, all right?
Okay, go on. Proceed.
I said snack or meal, depending on your viewpoint. Anyway, because then we wouldn't get lunch till about 2 o'clock or so. Okay? And then we would have dinner. That's why I consider it the second meal.
Oh, do you have dinner and supper over there in La La Land where you are?
We don't have supper. We just have dinner. There's a difference. It's about the same damn thing.
The same thing. It's synonymous here in the States.
Exactly,
Sam would
because you know why?
Piss down your
Bec-
throat to say that
because
anything
you
that
live in the
other than
South,
that.
I live in the North. We say dinner up here, you say supper. It's the same
No, we say
stupid
we say
thing.
both. We say both. Dinner, supper, it's the same fucking thing. I'll see you at
Exactly.
6:30.
There we go. Anyway, you were at brunch.
So I was
Don't
at
talk
brunch. I was at brunch.
Someone
It was my
nicknamed
first meal on Saturday. We got there about 11 o'clock. There were items on the menu that were both breakfast as well as lunch. Are we on the same
As you
page
do,
now?
As you do.
Okay. So I got a Bloody Mary.
Yes. One you
And,
can make yourself with 4 ounces of vodka.
I went and
shots of
filled it up
vodka.
with all this kind of stuff and drank it, and it was delicious. But it was weird. It took me a while to get used to, because I was like, you know, I'm not
That's
a big
Bloody
fan
Marys.
of vodka. I'm not a big fan of vodka, but I'll drink it mixed with other stuff, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I tried something new. I enjoyed it. So I got one, had my meal, had a second one that I kind of nursed throughout my meal, and then finished. That's a lot of vodka for me to
Yeah, I know.
introduce my system
I've
really quick.
seen you drink, so I know.
And I'm gonna a little confession here. This is ipso facto, but I should not have driven home, but
Oh,
I did.
You a bad boy.
I'm a bad person. I made it home, and a wave of exhaustion hit me, like drunk exhaustion. And so
Been
we
there,
got
done that.
home, and I
'Cause you were
just
sobering up, right?
no, I'm like, it's like hitting like a second wave. It's weird. I got home
Oh.
and changed out of my nice clothes that I wore to the fancy restaurant, and just got in bed and fell asleep for like 2.5 hours. Just like I blinked, and then it was like 3 o'clock in the
I
afternoon.
would have liked to have done that. Invite me over one of these
Well,
days.
my
I'll
whole
have Bloody
then my
Marys.
Saturday disappeared, which sucked. But I was just like, what the fuck just happened to me? Like I just
You've
got
been
suddenly-
roofied, sir. You've been
I got
roofied,
ti-
basically.
Maybe I got tired.
wife
out of
roofied you.
fucking nowhere. Well, she didn't. She didn't do it to take advantage of me. She did it so that she could have a quiet afternoon with the dog and roll up on the couch and read
There
or
you go.
something
She's
that.
like, I'm tired of you talking to those stupid boys and that stupid thing with the podcast and this bullshit. You need to take a nap so I can have some quiet time to read a goddamn book.
Nah.
Stop yelling about brunch. God fucking damn it.
No, if you want to, I don't know if she will be as impassioned as I am about this kind of bullshit, but she will probably come up here and defend me. And
Probably. Well, yeah,
be
she's
my-
your wife. She better defend you in sickness and in
Well,
health
you
till
s-
death till you part.
No,
If
that's-
that wasn't
that's
the
not-
case, it'd be funny as hell.
That's not how that works. Well, even if she were, look, you have your disagreements and you learn
True.
from one another, and you know that
You compromise. That's what a marriage is. You compromise on a lot of things.
Well, and you just realize that people have different opinions, and it's simple as
Mhm.
that. And their opinions, and you know, there's certain things that don't have a definitive right or wrong. But I believe this, I believe that. Well, we don't know anything.
That's just life,
concrete,
too.
and then you just go okay, and you move on with your life. And I guess that is kind of a form of compromise, and that's huge for us. We have differences and debate things a lot, and yeah, it's healthy. But we
oh yeah,
we-
I know. We just had
we
one.
try-
It was great.
well, we
just-
we try not to take it to that level. We try not to take it to an argumentative. There's a difference between a debate and an argument. And an argument is where you start getting pissed and you start doing all these ad hominem things, and you call people idiots as like
And
almost like a
you
point.
uncultured swine, I believe is what you said.
Look, am I wrong about that though?
I did go to
I find it
college.
funny how you.
What was
you
that,
told
Burnt?
me you said something about like me mentioning afternoon tea, and then you're like, "Oh, that's what you got from the British." Did you know brunch was originally from Britain?
No, I believe it. No, just the different colonies got different things. We got brunch, and y'all got afternoon tea.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, that was amazing. I don't think I've been that angry at someone just over a stupid thing like that before.
My wife and I, when we were dating, our first big fight was over whether or not Blue, the dog from the TV show Blue's Clues,
It's a
was
female.
wasn't nope, not what we're arguing. Don't even start that. Don't even start a new thing. That was not even part of the conversation. We was a fight on whether or not it was an animated character or a puppet. And we fought tooth and nail over this, and the answer is, depending on which version of the show you saw, it's
Right.
both.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never seen the puppet version, and she had never seen the animated version.
Oh,
hey,
Kendall decides to join us. He decided to
Kendall,
walk on
you
set.
have missed a shitstorm.
Don't worry, I'll listen to that shitstorm. I had to go get my mom, and then we had dinner.
Ah.
Now, was that your fourth meal of the day?
Oh no!
I mean, with all these made up things that Burnt and Zorn are talking about, it could have been your seventh meal of the day. I don't fucking know.
Oh, you mean second
Do you
season?
consider dessert as a meal then? God.
No, dessert is not a meal.
No, this is the first thing I've eaten all day today, so.
Holy shit!
So that was.
robotic.
Oh wait. So that means that was breakfast, right, Zorn?
Yes, it was.
God damn it! It's not.
Yes, it is.
I wouldn't consider it breakfast. I'd just say that
I
it
don't
just doesn't
wanna know
exist
what's
anymore.
going on.
If you miss breakfast, you miss breakfast. If you get lunch, you get lunch. If you miss lunch, you miss lunch. Dinner.
There you go.
You could, when you're an adult, you can eat whatever the fuck you want at whatever fucking time you want.
Yes, but you can't just
That's
call it
true.
whatever you want.
Yes, you can. You're an adult.
You can.
Cup is a cup, and brunch is brunch. This
And a
words-
pint is a pint.
And a pint is a pint. Words mean things, Zorn. You can't just pull shit out of your ass and say that a cup is 5 ounces or brunch is lunch.
But apparently,
That's
yes, you can because
brunch.
you fucked up on the fucking.
that a pint is
fucking
20
hot
ounces?
chocolate.
Ah.
Oh, I've got to share this.
Kendall, are you sad you joined this now?
That's just something for you.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's a great.
Hold on.
That's a
What did
great
you say?
video.
Oh, what did you say, Kendall?
No.
No, as in you're not sad, or
He's
what's
not,
going on?
Not sad that he missed this.
No, I'm disappointed.
Well,
Oh,
you
and
can
what?
listen to
Us?
all of its
Yeah.
stupid glory.
Well, that's
later
to be
on.
expected.
He's disappointed in the topic we're just fighting over. We're
Yeah, we're not fighting.
Comes in like, what, last 5 fucking minutes of the podcast, and you guys are arguing about fucking.
No,
words? Really?
It's been the whole podcast. I think it
No,
started.
it's been like the last 20 minutes we've been arguing about.
No, it
this shit.
started with what is a cup and what is a pint. It started with that, but that was my own personal battle,
and we agreed on that.
and we all agreed, and it was great fun. You know, I vented, and y'all were very supportive. It was a nice little group session that we had,
And then we got to brunch.
and then you all betrayed me on Brunch Mound.
I mean, you betrayed us.
Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
Benedict Eggs Arnold.
Oh, that should not be as funny as that is, but it is. Holy shit.
We need to
Oh.
call you salty. Jeez.
I'm getting there, man.
No,
that bad.
no, he's the brunch test genius right now. Thank you, Burn, for that one.
Wait,
That
did
was
you
great.
just change my own fucking name? How did you change my
I'm
name?
the mod, bitch. I could do it all.
Okay, well, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh god.
I've earned my nickname as Brunch Test Genius.
That's gonna be your fucking title.
Next
The
week we need to
brunch-
find one for Zorn.
Oh,
bye,
he's
Kendall.
gone.
He's out.
Yeah,
Kendall's
he's
just
out.
like, I can't deal with this bullshit. This is all stupid.
That sounds about right. I mean, it is stupid. And in fact, actually, it's coming to that time. Oh, he has to go. No problem, man. As we all type to him, kind of deal. Oh my god, no, that was great. I mean, shit, man. This
You know, I was debating whether I should join the podcast today because I had nothing to
that
talk
you
about.
should
I'm glad
always
I
join
did.
the podcast.
I'm glad I
Everybody should
did.
join the podcast because we just talk
I
about
woke
stupid
up
shit.
just- I woke up feeling like a truck hit me, and I'm just like, I don't feel like talking. I don't.
Did
feel
you
like
did you
being
drink
creative.
some Bloody Marys? Because that'll do it.
I have never been drunk before. Nor did I drink at all yesterday, so I can't
Oh
say I have.
man, you don't know what you're missing, right, Crash?
I have a different personality when I become drunk.
Yo, you become more belligerent than yourself, basically, and that's saying something.
No. When I get tipsy, I get goofy, and when I get drunk, I get like
I have you on
introspect-
camera.
I get drunk and introspective, and it's nobody has fun when
Yeah,
when old Forrester comes to town.
When I get drunk, oh, not drunk, but tipsy. I've been tipsy before. I get stupidly competitive. Like I get aggressive.
So
I'm like,
competitive,
wow.
extra salty burnt chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Do not allow me to play Overwatch.
No,
like,
I-
anything.
You know what
Even
I've
when
wanted
you're
to
not
do?
drunk, you're fucking competitive in Overwatch. Yes, what do you want to do?
One thing that I do want to do,
I am.
and this is later on down the road, we have to get everybody on board with it, and we have to find a time and a day where nobody has anything going on afterwards so that they can recover.
Oh,
But I'd
boy.
like to
That'd be
play
a
some
weekend,
sort
then.
of. I'd like to set up some sort of game with the Misfit crew or whatever to do a type of drunken gameplay
Oh, God.
where we play against each other and the winner of the round takes a shot, or the loser of the round takes a shot, or depending on how well you did, what place you came in the round, you take either a half a shot or a shot or a shot and a half.
We all need
we
to
do
switch
like
so we could do drunk driving Mario Kart, basically.
Yeah, but we got to find a game that everybody would be okay with playing, and we got to find a time and a date that everybody's okay with getting sloshed together. And maybe that'll be one of the times that we record with face cams and we all get belligerent at one another and we can yell at each other's faces and it'll be fantastic. What sucks is I've got a lot of games that are like that, but they're all couch co-op, like or couch versus, like a Towerfall. I've done that before, where we've done Towerfall, and the winner of a round takes a shot and a half. The second place takes a shot, third place takes half shot, fourth place doesn't. So that way, the person who's doing well gets drunker and drunker and kind of balances things out. Or at least that was the big plan. And then I won 5 matches in a row and wound up taking 7.5 shots over the span of like 15 minutes.
How'd that go for you?
I became like the drunken master. I became like even though I was sloshed, and on the verge of probably being sick, I was like looking at the screen with my head tilted sideways at about like 90 degrees, giggling, kind of pressing the buttons, and still like Mr. Magooing my way to victory.
So what you're saying is your friends sucked at the game.
Well, they were also drinking, and everybody started going after me, but kind of killing each other in the crossfire. And I like somehow like just dodged between stuff and not even knowing what was going on.
You became unpredictable, is what the thing is.
Like I said, it was drunken master. It was weird.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what game we could play that
we
could
can
do that.
We still have to figure out what game we're going to play for the next group Let's Play. Because
Shell Shock would be
Rocket League.
Fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could do Overwatch. We could do Screen Sheet. That could be interesting.
Yeah. And I listed.
Actually, that'd be horrible when we're drunk.
Oh, Screen Sheet. Oh my gosh. I want it. No, you're so right. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think we got it. I think we got it. Screen Sheet drunk.
Like I said, if we can record face cams as well, I can put them in the corners of whichever screen you're playing, and that way you can see people's reactions, and you can that would be that's a brilliant idea. Once again, this is in the future.
Yeah,
we have to find a time to do that and record.
But you heard it here. Also, if any of the listeners out there, have a suggestion or anything, let us know in the comments. We're more than willing to do things. It just might take us time. Again, we are not professionals at all. We try to be professional, but we're just idiots and misfits, basically, that just do this for fun.
Hey, whoa. Don't lump me in with that.
True, you are the brunch test genius. So
I'm the brunch test genius. God damn it! And you will respect.
I'll respect everything but the brunch.
Respect my authority.
No, I don't. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where we're going to have to end it.
Egg burger.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's where we're going to have to end it, unfortunately. We're coming up on that hour like usual.
Oh, no, but we had so much fun.
I know. We yelled at each other like normal.
It's day. No.
Okay, you guys. Anyway, last time I had to cut you off, so are you going to let me finish this time or no? Am I going to have to pull out? Am I going to have to pull out?
No, God.
God. Anyway.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thank you for watching. Everyone. God damn it, you guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, enjoy the show.
Oh.
Yeah, my